cool as ice, Tyra the Tyrant, and Game Geeking into Spring. And now your host, Mr. Michael Indaglio!
What is up, team? Welcome to K&M Geekly. Just a sneak peek at 4 geeks and what's getting them through their week. And I have to say, you could close the show right now because Keith just reading what I type is one of my favorite things.
And
week.
I do it cold. I insist on doing it cold.
It must be cold. Welcome to K&M Geekly. For those of you on the East Coast of the United States, good luck, good morning, and more snow. At least here in the Pennsylvania region, we got the most perfect kind of snow. Not too much, and not too sloppy or icy, just enough easy snow, easy shovel. Keith, you were closer to the coast, so you kind of got hammered a little bit more.
Woo! Oh, golly, yeah, we got probably 20 inches, and the first, 4 or 5 inches were wet and heavy, so, there were cables dropping across my street, and let me tell you, this guy has been shoveling over 40, for between, last night and today, probably 4 hours. I'm amazed I can lift my arms above my shoulders.
Proud of you, buddy. I'm proud of you.
What about you, Ron? We haven't heard from you, so we thought you might have died in the snow.
No, you know what? I'm a horrible husband or whatever it is. I'm doing my work. I'm actually doing my work, and I go outside, and Amory's done everything. But
do you
I
consider
told her to
this
wait
work?
For me. I said to wait. So, audience, am I at fault for this? I said, hey, I have to do work. I have deadlines. Some of us have to work from home. Okay? Let me do my deadlines, and I'll help you out. And I come outside, she's showing the neighbor's stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Ronnie, if it makes you feel better, I got to tell this quick story about moving into this house. So, moved in this house with my ex-wife, and she works from home, and she had to work the day we moved because it's chaos. We're coming from Queens or whatever. Yeah. And so she's like, I have to work. I have a deadline in 2 hours. You must get the internet going. That is all that matters. And so I'm getting the internet going like a crazy person, and the cable was broken and blah, blah, blah. It takes me hours to get the internet going while she is moving us from our moving truck into the house. So all of our neighbors, the first impression that all of our neighbors have is she is unloading the moving truck by her damn self.
That's what I'm at today, Keith. I get you, man. And all the neighbors are looking around.
Nobody understands this because she told me to.
Yeah.
Well,
that's not your fault.
It reminds me of my mom. I don't know if you remember, Nick. Growing up, my mom would be like, yo, you have to put the dishes in the dishwasher. Whatever. We didn't have tons of chores, but, she would give them to us. And we'd be like, okay, we'll do that in a minute. We're watching this show, or we're doing this thing. We're doing that thing. And then instantly, she would just do it. Instead of giving us an opportunity to do our chores, she would do it and then just make us feel bad the rest of basically our lives, I guess. That's how that turned out.
Accurate.
You leave Mrs. I alone.
Look, she forgot the third word in that 3-word sentence. Do it now.
Ow.
The now was generally left out, but I think she
now
sort
was
of
implied.
I mean, if you want to really get into the psychoanalysis of it, I think she wanted us not to do it so that she could just guilt us for years.
Or I'll say this for my autistic brain. For me, it's not about necessarily who does it. It's that the wrongness of it. And I feel this way about a dish that doesn't go straight into the dishwasher. It's the wrongness of it hits me like an emergency. So I don't even really care. I just can't see it sitting there for no reason.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've got
Interestingly, let's hit an extra part of this now because Danielle has managed to somehow up Mom. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So what Mike described is exactly how Rita operated our whole lives, right? Now I've outsmarted Rita because when Rita asks me to do something and doesn't say now and then does it herself, I reply with, instead of, I told you I was going to do that, with, well, why didn't you just do it yourself in the first place? Which has actually been relatively effective. But anyway, here's how Danielle has one-upped it. Now, whenever Danielle says something about dishes in the dishwasher or whatnot, I immediately go and do it because I know she means now, even though she's not saying now. And here is how Danielle has one-upped me on this, which is pretty unbelievable. She now criticizes the exact way I load everything into the dishwasher, and nothing I do is right. So I've asked her to now teach me how to do it. And you know what her response is?
Should be obvious.
It should be obvious because when I empty it, which is also my job, I should observe how she put it in and have learned how to properly do it.
I mean, have you tried just doing it right?
In my mind, I'm doing it right.
Danielle would never. I don't believe you. You are a liar. She would never.
Yeah, Nick
Liar.
missed the autism gene because I think for a lot of Nick's your I did it is like it got accomplished, like it is finished now. Whereas
Correct.
I am more on the spectrum of like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, I have to do it the exact right way. So I will research for 3 hours. Like, ask Keith. I've sent him videos of how you use the dishwasher in the most efficient way.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Dude asked ChatGPT when to shovel last night.
I did.
Mike, while you're not wrong for the most part, I am very whatever term you want to use, hyper vigilant, I guess, about anything I do at work. So,
yeah, things you're interested in or like that are actually in your like wheelhouse. I get that. That's sort of how I operate too. I have to often trick my brain into thinking I'm interested into something so that I can do the research. Because once I start doing the research, now I'm in. I'm taking the class. So I'm like, I'll do the final. Okay. Yes. So I guess the new segment of Opening Geekly is this is complaining about our wives / ex-wives. And here's why we're strange. I wanted to start the show with, I guess 2 weeks ago when we met last, we were briefly talking about the Olympics, and we've been having some chats. Ronnie, you mentioned you're not an Olympics guy.
Not winter.
Not winter. Okay, fair.
No.
And we've talked about that, but I just wanted to highlight my latest experience with the Olympics and then open it up to you guys overall. Because one thing that's been happening to me recently, my anxiety disorder or whatnot, has really sort of spoiled sports for me over the past few years. In the Philadelphia region here, we've been blessed that our sports teams have been pretty good over the past few years, and so we're in the playoffs. And the playoffs are usually wonderful, the most wonderful time of year. However, my anxiety is such that I have to watch football is like if I'm a wreck. I can't enjoy it because I'm so stressed out. Every play, I'm biting my nails. I'm ready to burn the house down. I just can't enjoy it. Baseball, when we're in the playoffs, I have to watch it on like a 4-pitch delay so that I'm not so overly crushed if something bad happens. It's bad. My anxiety like ruins stuff for me. So I'm watching the Olympics, which I used to love. The Winter Olympics used to be my jam. We're hearing about the Quad God. This male figure skating I love. I can't explain why. It's like a beautiful blending of actual sport and athleticism and also like this artistic dance thing happening. And this Quad God who's supposed to be this gold medal guy, Ilya, and I'm watching and I can't enjoy it because I'm so nervous. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He falls down. He screws up. And now I'm devastated for him. I can't watch it. I'm like, the Olympics are ruined. It's just really bad. So I kind of stopped watching the Olympics the last week of it. Jen was working, and so I turned it on, and I was just going to watch the replay so I could fast forward or whatnot. I hadn't paid any attention, hadn't been watching the stuff. And here is the women's gold medal skate, the free skate. I haven't watched because I heard that one of our main girls, Amber Glenn, she also got screwed up somehow in the short program and was out of the running. So we had nobody in the runnings, except for this girl, Alysa Liu. Her story's kind of cool. She was 13 years old when she won the world championships. 13 years old, okay? 13! Then
Crazy.
all of the pressure, right, like she got put on her, she decided at 16, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. So she took 2 years off of ice skating. She went and like was a kid for a couple of years and then decided secretly on her own that she was going to get back into it. And she didn't give a damn anymore about like winning. She just wanted to like express her art. All of a sudden, at 18 or whatnot, at 18, she wins the world championships again. And so they're like, hey, you're going to qualify for the Olympic team. She comes to the Olympics. She doesn't give a damn, guys. So she comes out for her free skate, and I had not known her story. I knew nothing about it. And this girl, she danced to Donna Summer in this gold, like, 70s MacArthur Park, and had an absolute blast. And I had every feeling I ever had watching it as a kid. Like, everything she did was exciting, but she had no pressure. You could see on her face, no pressure. She's going around. Did you see that? That's exactly what she looked like.
Yes, I mean, have you considered going into the Olympics?
Oh, I have. With my socks on the kitchen floor. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Sure.
And she wins the gold.
That weird commercial.
She wins the gold, and she just is psyched, and she doesn't care, and she goes up to the other athletes who are, like, crying it, and she's hugging them, and she's just everything you want for a human being to like be able to perform under that pressure and dismiss the pressure and just not follow any of the, I don't even know how to explain it better, but it was pure joy. And on top of that, the guy, our Olympic guy, Ilya, who had fallen and had gotten just destroyed in the press and on Twitter and on social media, telling him he's such a piece of shit because he fell down and blah, blah, blah. You know what he did? He didn't crawl in a hole. He went in the stands and he cheered on his teammates and was celebrating when she won. It was frigging awesome. And cool. And then they flip over to the women's hockey gold medal game, U.S. versus Canada. And I have to tell you, women's hockey, and I don't mean this as a pejorative, I was really enjoying in the Olympics because it's slower and it's easier to follow for me. Men's hockey is very hard for me to follow. It's so fast and so much is happening and the offsides and the this and that. It's tough for me to follow. So you could see on the slower pace, you could see the cool moves. Anyway, USA is losing, but they come back. They pull the goalie, which almost you never see work. They pull the goalie and the extra offensive person scores. We go to overtime. It's 3-on-3 sudden death. And there's this cool move for the winner and they celebrating. And I got my entire experience of Olympic joy in one night, NBC gold medal review. And I have to say, it was so cool to see that. If you guys had any experiences with the Olympics in this last week that you found amazing like that.
Mike, let me just real quick, because you left out a pretty big part of the Alysa Liu story that I think is really worth mentioning because we're four middle-aged guys up here talking. I don't know how much I don't know how much of the audience is women, but one of the things figure skaters deal with around the age of 14 is they grow.
Yeah.
So when they are professionally developing their skills before that, that's when they're doing like the 4 turns, they get the speed, all the things they can do. And then all of a sudden their bodies change and they have to really refine the technique and everything like that. So on top of her decision to walk away, she also had to deal with those pieces as well. And she had to convince, over a bottle of wine, her trainer, a brand new trainer, brand new choreographer, to even be willing to work with her. They were like, this is impossible. You can't make this comeback. It's not even doable. So in terms of my new terminology for when someone is able to overcome stress or be able to get their fight, flight, or freeze response down to 0 is they Alysa Liu'd. Because she literally did everything that our quad god could not, and he's going to learn those things over time. Hopefully, I hope he does. To find that joy again in doing what he's doing. I'm going to go to a different piece, though. Here's what I loved about the Olympics. All the things you mentioned, absolutely true. But now, I have found joy in these absolutely ridiculous events they've created that literally is the equivalent of the 4 of us sitting around saying, wouldn't this be a cool event? What if we took one guy, one girl, and another guy, and they each go skiing in a half pipe and do a whole bunch of tricks, and each of their highest scores get lumped together, and they win this team thing. They started doing that in all of these different winter extreme sport events, and I found that I'm here for it. I'm like, there's no stress or pressure. This is just fun, weird shit they're doing. That really I found myself watching all these bizarre events that were like that just because it was cool.
or the biathlon, which makes no sense to me. But then you find out in a lot of these Norwegian countries, it is outside of soccer, it's a number one thing they do. Number one.
So I think for me about the Olympics, and I watched a good chunk of it, and I enjoy the Olympics. I enjoy the Winter Olympics more than the Summer Olympics. I love all the new sports and the cool sort of competition stuff. I think I've always felt this a little bit, but this one, like, red alarm feeling this way, realizing that rooting for the Americans, you're always sort of rooting for Cobra Kai. You're always rooting for Ben Stiller's team in dodgeball, right? We have always been the ones with unlimited money, unlimited resources. We have more possible, competitors, and so we always have a deeply unfair advantage in all the things that we do, economically and support, and that has always been true. And so it's really unfair, like, we totally crushed Bangladesh! It's like, okay, right. This time, obviously, we're not just overpowered and overfunded compared to everybody else. We are the bad guys in the world. And so I feel a great deal of ambivalence rooting for the Americans in any of these things. And I think you bringing up the men's hockey team and the ugliness of all of that, and Kash Patel celebrating in the locker room. But it really is, I just, unless the individual had spoken out against some of what America is doing to the world and to itself, I just couldn't root for the US. And so it's just, I want to be on board. I want to love it. I'm just really ambivalent about rooting for the Americans this year.
Yeah, I find that interesting. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I would say I was traveling last week, and I was at two international airports, and every bar, every lounge was playing the Olympics. Every human being was watching it. There were kids with little books and schedules that were in the shuttle to the airport with me. They were like, "Oh, tomorrow we got to watch the ski long jump is at 4:00. We got to watch that." And there isn't a lot of political discourse taking place in those conversations. Now, I'm not naive.
Hey, look, I love the Olympics. I love the idea of the Olympics. I think the Olympics are important for the world. Just that, when we were kids, we couldn't root for the USSR. Right? Because they were cheating, they had horrible human rights of it, but we're them now. Right.
Well,
and the idea of, especially within the country, the Olympics are used as a propaganda tool to promote American exceptionalism.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use the young kid who I believe was a skier or a snowboarder who didn't openly bash the administration or anything like that, but he acknowledged that there was some dissonance for him in what the political discourse in the country is, and he, if you read his quotes, they are innocuous. And he has the most powerful person in the most powerful position in the world decimate him on social media, and then the entire world, that part of the world, closes in on him too. So this poor kid representing our country,
right,
literally,
and that's exactly the sort of toxic. Regardless
of all of this.
Wait, time out.
Alysa Liu was badass, and nobody's taking that away from me. All right?
Agreed. No, and I was excited for her and rooting for her and enjoyed her performance.
Keith,
this is how bad I feel. You say Alysa Liu, I'm like, who's that?
You better go watch it. You better YouTube it right after this.
No. So I did watch the men's hockey. I really enjoyed that. I loved watching Canada. I love watching Sweden. Those games are amazing. I wish I could have saw the finals, but I was working. But Nick kind of spoiled it for me. Thanks, buddy. But I did enjoy it though. I thought it was great until the very end. But I try to keep that away from it. It's cool what they did. It's really cool. They beat Canada. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But everything else, I was binge watching Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm just. It doesn't have to be.
Here's the beauty of 28. Real quick. Keith, because everything you're saying is true, but it's going to be overwhelmed by something that's even bigger. And that is the half-hour texting conversation Mike and I had over how we can get the drones on the track athletes without it interfering with the events and
Well,
trying to
they
somehow.
have 2 years to come up with quieter drones, quieter, smaller drones.
Well, the thing is, I don't think they need the drones in those events because, like with swimming and track, they can have the cameras on the wire like they do for the NFL and just zip them along.
Right.
They don't need the drones like on the snow. Okay,
Yeah, but I want it on the back of an athlete, and I want to hear it.
That's fair. I mean, let's
Put it in the village. They ran out of condoms again. I'm like day 2, they ran out of condoms. Like, what is going on in that village?
Well,
that should be a show.
No,
I mean, that would be the show I'd like to
listen.
Let's
There's
watch
only
those
one
Olympics.
thing that
You want to see countries collaborating in ways they never have.
only one thing predates racism and nationalism at the Olympics, and that's promiscuity in the Olympic Village.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, thanks, Keith. You really had to make it political again. That's all you always do. No, I'm just kidding.
It's your fault
I know.
for bringing it up.
That's all right.
You invited me on to
You're
this
right.
show.
You guys, people are wondering what I'm talking about because that segment was only a minute and a half when it played on YouTube. Man, there's a lot of hard cuts.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
All right, so
It's so weird Keith was there and didn't say a word.
We're going to go around the horn with some stuff we've been watching, but before we do, there's something I want to talk about. There's some video games that are coming up in the spring. I want to quickly, because there's one game Ron's been playing. I wanted to play with him, but I was away, and so I gave him permission to play with his daughter. That's how giving I am.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh wow, what a guy.
So, Ron, I want to talk about ReAnimal. It is a 2-player co-op game. You're playing couch co-op. It's a spooky spook. I want to hear all about it. Let's do this thing.
Okay, man. So it's amazing, dude. It's really fun. It's amazing. It's scary, man. It's really scary. But like, I'm an old man now.
You're playing it on Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, I got it on PS5. I got it on PlayStation. Played it on PlayStation.
So before you even start, let me just give the rundown. It's developed by Taser Studios, published by THQ Nordic. The producers on the game are Philip Eldheim and Andreas Johansson, and the designers, the lead programmers are Tristan Lewitt and Matthias Lindblad. All right.
Well, it's cool because like they actually created Little Nightmares, but I guess that they don't own Little Nightmares. What's the company that owns Little Nightmares?
THQ
Nordic or THQ?
Yeah, so these guys went off on their own and created this game, and so it's awesome. This is all them. I think it's fun. I like it. However, I'm coming from playing Split Fiction, and what's the one? It Takes Two?
It Takes
Is that
Two.
the one?
Yeah.
So it's not like that at all. But meaning like with Split Fiction, let's say I die, my partner's alive, still going, trying to survive, and I have to come back. One person dies, it's a wrap. You're done. It's over. And you got to start way back in the very beginning. So it's very frustrating, and it's led to countless fights and arguments. And I don't know how much longer we can keep doing this.
What?
Yeah, it's not good, man. It's not good. I mean,
Game
it's
that's
really
supposed
cool.
to teach you cooperation.
Yeah, yes and no, Keith. Yes and no. I mean, Keith, you know me, dude. We're pretty cool. We're pretty tight. Can you imagine playing that with me? With me?
I mean, buddy,
Who's better
I
at the
feel like
game?
you
That's
and
the
I
question.
could cooperate just fine.
Mike, you know me
believe
how
in
long?
us.
Are you going to ask that question seriously?
Yeah,
It's all Ari nowadays, dude.
Yeah, right.
I'm so bad at this stuff now, man. But I'll say this too, though. Like, I can't see. It's so damn dark. And she doesn't want to raise the brightness. She's like, "Yo, take away from the game."
Okay,
I
so
can't
here's
see
the
anything.
solution.
So
You
you're
can't
like
go
in the forest. You're on
cross-generation.
an island. You're in a forest. You're running from these creatures. I can't see a goddamn thing, man. So I'm getting killed. Then I'm getting yelled at for getting killed because I didn't see it. But I'm like, let's turn the brightness up.
So you just can't go cross generation.
Yeah.
So like we
He's
could
right.
play fine because it'd be like, what is happening here? Why are there so many buttons?
Is it scary?
know-
Is it scary?
No, it is scary. I've jumped a couple times. It's very scary. It's very creepy. It's fun, dude. It's a fun game. But the only thing is that you gotta have a lot of patience. Like if you thought you had to have patience for Split Fiction, nah, this is way more. And the puzzles are we don't cheat. We don't go on Google and look it up. We really try to figure it out. We've been stuck on this one thing for probably like an hour now. We're both getting frustrated. And there's no way. I don't know. We can't get in this building, and we're going around. We're doing all this stuff. We're climbing different things. It's an awesome game. I would try it out. It's only $40 too.
And you only
then
have to
she's
buy
mad
it
at me.
once, right? So my understanding is you can buy it, and then you get a code so you can play with a friend for free.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll send you the code, dude. Yeah, I didn't know that. Awesome.
So
Yeah,
can I ask Ron a question?
Yeah, I had a question first though, and it's my goddamn
No.
show.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't have a question.
So in Split Fiction and It Takes Two, one of the things I love is that almost every level, if not every few minutes, it's switching up the type of game it is, how you're playing, different
I love that too
stuff,
about it.
and that always keeps it fresh. And if you get frustrated with one thing, you got a whole new gimmick later.
Correct.
Does this do that, or is it kind of the same thing through?
Same thing.
Right.
And that's the thing why it's bothering me, because Split Fiction spoiled me with 2-player co-op. It spoiled me. It's ReAnimal is one thing. That's all it is. It's creepy. If you love horror, you're gonna love it.
Is the story
we love
compelling enough to push you through the frustration, or you don't think so?
Well, here's the thing, and we're gonna talk about this later. Resident Evil comes out on Friday.
Yep.
And I'm all about Resident Evil, and Ari wants to keep playing this, and I'm like, no, we're playing Resident Evil on Friday. And then so she's kind of bummed out about that, and I'm like, well, we'll come back to this. She's like, no, we're not. I'm like, we will come back to this. So me personally, I think they should have came out with it sooner or later, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't play multiple games at once. I play one game at a time. I beat that game, I go to the next. And I'm sorry, Resident Evil 9 looks amazing. And Leo, our boy Leo's back.
We're gonna circle back to Resident Evil 9. I have some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, if it would have came out at a later date, I probably would be more excited about this. I can't beat this in a week. It's just no way.
Yeah, Nick and I had talked about playing this, and I've been on the fence, and now I'm less on the fence. Nick, go ahead. Questions.
Yeah, so basically, I wanted to bring it back to It Takes Two, just because I haven't played Split Fiction yet. So, and I think you actually answered the question, Ron. In that it just pounds. It's just you're gonna redo it over and over. Like you don't get out of one level where it's a platformer and go into a puzzle. It's more of this is the game, and you're getting the same thing the whole time, and you're gonna be scared. I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's like jump scenes, creepy animation. The game looks amazing, but that most part is you're walking around, you do a puzzle, someone chases you, back and forth. That's pretty much what the gist of the game is. And you can't see anything either. But I love it. I do like it. I don't want to knock it. I do like it. It's just that there's other games coming out that I want to play more than this game. You know?
And Ron, I want to affirm you, and it's important I do this for you. I want to give you an affirmation to make you feel better.
Yes.
So I work in a middle school with 1,100 7th and 8th graders, right? It is a true fact. Not only can they hear things we can't hear, sound waves and frequencies, when I'm in a classroom observing and I want to look at the work a kid's doing on their computer, I physically have to turn the brightness on their screen up so I can see it. And they laugh at me because they like to keep the energy savings on in the dark because they can see that. We cannot. At our advanced stage, it's not you. That's Ari. She doesn't need the brightness. You do.
I do. Yeah. So if you guys play together, just brightness up.
So
I
let's
really can't see anything.
Well, that goes back to when we saw Batman, Ron. Remember, we almost had to walk out of that movie because I just couldn't see it. We watched the Robert Pattinson Batman. I was like,
right.
Ron, it's too dark. I can't see it. I literally can't see the movie. So yeah, we'll go this way. The first time around the horn here, I'll talk about this game by Capcom, which we're going to hear about later, because Capcom is rocking things right now. Creators of Resident Evil, amongst other things, have this game coming out in April called Pragmata. It is basically like this robot guy, this like military robot future guy who's got this little girl on his back. And you're shooting, but then also she can sort of hack the monsters. There's like a hacking mini game that you do with one hand that releases their sort of glowy hit 'em beats, and then you can blast those once you do them. And so the shooting is satisfying. It's not the best I've ever seen. The graphics are amazing. Their engine is really great. It's about a 20-minute demo. And the story, the whole game really hinges, I think the success of the game is hinging upon the relationship they build. It seems a very Joel Ellie vibe, right? And the demo does not give away like what her deal is. Why are we carrying around this girl with I'm getting blasted at and she's just on my back. She's got some telekinesis stuff happening. I don't quite know what the story is. It's very obscured, obfuscated in the demo. But I gotta tell you, My interest is piqued. This is one I might pick up because it spoke to me enough. And if they can nail the story beats, it could be a home run. The problem for me is, and we're going to come back around to this, I'm going to tease it. The reason I don't play the Resident Evil games is not because they're scary, which they are, and I don't love horror, but it's batshit crazy. The Capcom stuff, I don't know if it's the translation or if it's just like, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense. Well, that also comes out Friday. Tell me why you're psyched about that.
So I don't know, man. Like growing up,
what's it called? Resident Evil something?
Requiem, yeah.
Requiem, yeah.
Me and my uncle's like a father to me, so we would play that all the time, and we'd turn the lights out and we'd play it, and damn, it's just such a good, fun game. And you're right, the lore is crazy. Like I'll be honest with you, I've been watching these YouTube shows all week trying to catch up on the lore because there's like, they have like 13 games, right,
That's
guys?
A lot, yeah.
So it's very confusing, but the guy who we're going to play as, Leon, he's in the original one, and you actually go back to the mansion. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just going back to the good days, the good memories, and I get to play with Ari now, and
that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm just pumped.
So next week, then you got to
give
us the review.
Oh, absolutely, man, absolutely.
Right.
I'm ready for that.
Good
man.
tease.
So, how do you do 2-player in that game?
Oh, we just take turns, man. I mean, we just go back and forth. Like how we played The Last of Us. We just go back and forth. The puzzles I can't beat, she beats. I'm good at the fighting. I'm good at the fighting ones. So like, if she can't beat it, I'll do the fighting ones. Like so, Mike, for Last of Us Part 2, the Rat King. That was my proudest moment. Like she couldn't beat the Rat King. I beat the Rat King. I was a god to her because I can't do the puzzles, but I can do the fighting stuff. So we're a good team. That's how we do it that way.
That's cool, man.
Ron can't plug the red switch into the blue switch, but he can beat the Rat King.
It's more than that, dude. It's way more than that.
So let's continue around the horn. Keith, is there anything you've been playing or watching or whatnot?
All right, so I'm going to say, and we usually would talk about this on one of the Trek shows, but I'm too anxious to want to mention it because it has been getting review bombed right, left, and center.
No.
And I have been frequently a critic of some of the new contemporary Trek. So I was a little reluctant to go and dip my toe into Starfleet Academy.
Right.
And I have now watched the first 5 episodes, and like, I love it. I really enjoy it. I really I struggled with Discovery. We do a review on Strange New Worlds. We've talked about that ad nauseum. Lower Decks isn't really like a Star Trek. It's a comedy, whatever. This, while I understand that some people are not going to be up for the sort of like teen school version of it, I think it's really successful. I think it's really fun. It has a sense of humor, but I think it's tonally consistent. It looks great. What I like about it is that the episodes, like the storytelling, feels like we're telling like a story. It's not just a bunch of random things happening and vibes and genres. I don't know. I'm satisfied. I'm hooked into it. All the people calling it woke, whatever, you don't understand Star Trek. I'm on board for it, and thus far, I really love it. There's obviously a very pivotal Deep Space Nine follow-up, which made me cry. Like,
wait, how much when can I watch this?
I think you're good to go. Anyway, at least watch the first episode, see what you think. I'm on board. Wow. I love it. I don't like all of the hate for it. I think is unfounded, both from a Star Trek point of view, from the Star Trek canon. Like, no, it is not. It is not canonically inconsistent. Things change. So I'm
patrons,
I'm on board.
Get ready, because Mike watches Starfleet Academy is upcoming. Super pumped about this.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really enjoying it.
Nick,
hey, Keith, can I ask you a quick question about
go
that?
For it,
yeah.
please.
Do you think so? When I'm in a really sad mood, I get on X. I don't know why. It's just misery loves company, I guess.
I just
That sentence was the most batshit thing
when
I've
I
ever
have
heard.
a headache,
Wow.
every time I got a headache, I hit myself in the face with a hammer. It really helps.
Yeah, it makes you feel so much better too. Let me tell you. But no, dude, I saw that the amount of people freaking out over a gay Klingon is like, why are they freaking out about that? Like, who cares?
It is so stupid.
Yeah, who
is
gives a
stupid.
shit? Sorry.
Of course there are gay Klingons. Why wouldn't
why
there
are
be
they
gay
freaking out?
Klingons?
But why
Get
are they,
over
like,
it.
They're really freaking out about that. And the fact you said they review bombing it, like, is that why? Because of that?
It's one of the
all of
many
it.
reasons. But yeah, it's like, dude, you don't understand Star Trek. Like, at all, if you are upset about that. You're just being homophobic. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, right.
Who the hell cares?
Now, is the storyline good? Because, like, I think, like, again, like, dude, if it's a good storyline, I don't care. Like, I don't want to see, like, straight people in movies and TV shows. Give me a good storyline, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
is it a
about
good
the gay
storyline, at
Klingon.
least? No spoilers, but, you know, so I didn't watch it, Mike.
I think it is. I mean, I think this character, spoiler alert, I guess, is a Klingon who has a lot of Worf in him. Not in that he is a similar character to Worf, but that he is different than all the other Klingons and trying to figure out what is his relationships with his being Klingon when I'm kind of different from my brothers, I'm different from my family, and how do I, obviously there is a gay allegory there too, but there's lots of other things that can represent. So in the same way that Worf, bit of a weirdo, raised by humans, raised on Earth, went into Starfleet, he's sort of an outlier within the Klingon community, and how does Worf navigate his culture that he came from and the culture he was raised in? It's sort of a very similar story. He just happens to be gay. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Nick,
Hot take.
go for it.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a book, actually.
Nice.
Believe it or not. And
Ooh, look at you,
I know, right? And
time.
Professor.
I gotta set the table for you because this is like we're going back into the Wayback Machine to a degree here. So one of the things, interestingly, that's come up a lot in my ketamine treatments has been, while disassociating, seeing a lot of my high school cross country and track and field moments, things that I had forgotten about, feelings that I haven't felt in a very, very long time. And these were, for me, pivotal formative years. Like cross country and track, my coach, Mr. Nodecker, that was the first time anyone really like stopped me and said, "You are not living up to your potential. You could be so much more than you are, and I'm not going to let you half-ass it. You're going to be the best you can be," which for me was a powerful formative period for me. And still, all the lessons I learned there apply today to most of the things I do. So one of the books that my coach recommended for me, and this was the summer going into, I think maybe like, I'm going to say like 92 or 93. Maybe summer, one of those 2 years. Junior, going into junior year, I think, where we were doing these hill workouts where we would run up a half-mile hill. And when I say up, I mean up. This is a lot of up. Mike and Ron would know the area. And it was in the summertime, so we're looking at like a minimum of 85 degrees, very early in the morning. And we would do these repetitions of this half-mile hill over and over again. And when I say that, I'm talking like, up to like, 15, 20 times probably. And if we didn't hit the time exactly, or if we went too fast, it didn't count, you had to redo it, right? So these were learning formative years. And he recommended a book called Once a Runner. This was a self-published book in the year 1978 by a guy named John L. Parker Jr. And this book is about a guy named Quentin Cassidy, who is a very, very elite collegiate runner in the U.S. He has a big falling out with his college, and there's a lot of geopolitical stuff. We're around the Vietnam time and stuff in this book. And he basically goes into reclusion with his coach and trains off grid for the Olympics. I shouldn't say for the Olympics, for an event that could qualify him for the Olympics. One of the workouts that happens in this book, and this is looked at as a niche book where you really have to be a runner or an endurance athlete to like truly appreciate and understand it, which I disagree with. I think anyone can. But one of the workouts that he had to do, his coach made him do 60 times 400 meters at sub 4 minute mile pace. In this, the sun was barely coming up and the sun was going down by the time he finished. And then it goes into great detail about the recovery after this race and, pissing blood and how hard it was on his body. It's just a powerful story that hits moments and really kind of like spoke to me back then.
A powerful story of abuse?
Pissing blood, yikes.
Well, it's very Olympic adjacent because in order to have a shot at that level of performance, you have to be not only elite, you have to be mentally elite and you have to be trained properly. Anyway, this is a story we would talk about over the years, and here we are, the 90s is what, 30, 35 years later or whatever, watching the Olympics, and after the Alysa Liu stuff, I'm like, oh my God, for some reason Once a Runner pops into my head. So what does everyone do when you remember something from your childhood? You Google it, right? Just to see what Wikipedia has to say. Lo and behold, a sequel was written in 2007 as a follow-up to what happens to this guy after the Olympic Games and the story that's told there. That's called Again to Carthage. And if you know anything about Carthage, that's a city in Tunisia. It had a golden age. It rivaled Rome. And then under Hannibal, Rome finally conquered it and it fell. So I'm anticipating some negative stuff to perhaps happen, but really, really excited to get deep into this book and finish reading it there. I'm a couple chapters in, and what they did was actually something interesting. You get the first couple chapters about Quentin, which you would expect, but then they go to Vietnam and his best friend from the first book, who they don't really talk about tremendously, but he's an important character to the main character. We get about 4 chapters of a situation where he's a helicopter pilot and the helicopter gets knocked down, and it shows everything that happens, in that space. So really, really interesting start to the book, and one I'm really looking to get into.
All right, so there you have it. Pissing Blood, a true story of grit and determination. That's by who again? John L. Parker Jr.
John L. Parker Jr.
Taking high school kids and abusing them. Here's my justification in novel form.
Ron, back around to you, buddy.
So I took your guys' advice, how you talked about how you guys don't want to watch shows weekly. You have to watch it all at once. And
Right.
you remember the first week we talked about this? Game of Thrones. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Like, to me, it is top 5 TV show of all time. Final season doesn't count. All right? So, Knights of Seven Kingdom, the finale was on Sunday. So all this week said the Olympics, I pretty much caught up on the Knights of the Seven Kingdom. And, wow.
Is it good?
No spoilers. People say it's a slow burn. No, it's not a slow burn. It's a different tone. It's somewhat comedic, which from Game of Thrones, it's like, huh? And you can see that in the first couple minutes of episode 1. But as you keep watching and you think everything is good, it slowly turns into Game of Thrones.
Oh.
It is an amazing show. The kid, his name is Egg. I believe the kid's name in real life. Dominic, I believe. I gotta look at that kid's amazing. That kid's gonna be a star.
That's the big dude?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's the
Mike.
big dude?
No, the small dude, the little kid.
Okay,
His name's Egg. Yeah, Sir Duncan. Sir Duncan's cool too, but Egg steals the show. It's heartwarming, man. It's heartwarming. I would recommend it if you're a Game of Thrones fan. Watch it. It's 6 episodes. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. Again, it's a different tone, so it's going to be the first couple episodes are going to be kind of weird to get used to. But again, it slowly transitions into Game of Thrones where you're like, oh crap. Great show. Check it out.
All right, I'm excited. Now. Let me ask you. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I'm not a Game of Thrones guy.
You don't need to watch it.
Okay.
It's 100 years before the actual Game of Thrones, so you're fine on that. So wait, you haven't watched House of Dragons either? Mm-mm. Really?
It's interesting that you're not a Game of Thrones person.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
you would like it.
Yeah, I am also not really a Lord of the Rings person. High fantasy isn't really my jam, and I know Lord of the Rings isn't that, but it's high fantasy adjacent. It just doesn't. Once I get into it, I will enjoy it. Like, I actually liked the last season of Game of Thrones, and I want to go back to, or at least the aesthetic and the storytelling. I want to go back to the show. It's just that one's like you got to set aside a chunk of time to go for that one.
Mike, if you like the last season, you will love it. I'm telling you, because
I know
like,
everybody has
gamer,
said that. Yeah.
Yeah, because any fan will say that was just, it ruined it, dude.
Yeah.
That was honestly like a top 3 show to the final season. It really was. It was that good, and the final season just.
I think I'm gonna actually give the shorter one, the 6-episode one you just recommended,
do it.
try first.
Yeah, it's great, man. Stick with it. Stick with it. It's a really good show.
So
great acting, great everything.
Speaking of tyrants, I want to talk about Tyra Banks and Netflix's #1 series right now. It's called Reality Check: Inside America's Next Top Model. It's on Netflix. It is documentary. I think it's 3 episodes. It's directed by Moore Laushi and Daniel Sivan, and it is a trip. So I never watched America's Top Model. I was a sort of an outside observer of it because I was sort of really outside of reality television when it started. It was sort of one of the first kind of reality TV shows early in the reality TV genre. This explores sort of 3 dimensions of the show. It explores the basis for it and what Tyra Banks and the 2 J's, who were the kind of the people who did the show. I don't know if one was sort of like a runway expert, and one of the first sort of out homosexual people on TV, and also the other J, who was sort of one of Tyra's top people. Regardless, sort of what she was fighting back against in the industry. A lot of the doors that were shut for her, a lot of the representation she didn't get, a lot of the stereotypes she faced, and she was going to do her own thing. She was going to start this show. They convinced people to give her the money to do it. And then it explores the girls, some of the winners, and what the show ultimately did to them and their self-image, and discusses a lot of the allegations against Tyra and her team in the way she treated these women, in the way she didn't help them in the industry, in some outright abusive tactics and mentally sort of torturous tactics and the such. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, this is a hit piece on Tyra Banks. It turns out, no, because what I think is really interesting from the very beginning, the first 5 minutes is sort of a montage of all this different stuff and the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you're like, oh, okay, they're going at Tyra. And then you see Tyra sit down. She is a full participant in this docuseries. Full participant. Not only does she give her side of the story, but they directly ask her and address, they'll show a quote from an interview with one of the girls saying such and such a thing happened. Then they'll show it happen on screen with the receipts, and then they'll have Tyra talk about it. So it is all the tea you could possibly want. And I have to tell you, it is pretty astounding. Pretty astounding. Not a shock due to our... So Tyra basically... Oh, man, I don't want to give too much away because I think everybody should...
Oh, give some away. Give some away. I'm intrigued now. I'm intrigued.
She basically says, yeah, but... And then defends her, clearly abusive behavior in a lot of ways because it happened to me and they needed to learn. Okay, but... Didn't you say in the beginning that you wanted them to have a path that was better and different than yours? So that's not a good excuse. So it's sort of like a combination of gaslighting and acceptance without actually taking any blame. It's really a masterclass in just, getting ready for politics. Yeah, just getting ready to go into politics where you can be like, yes, that is a fact. No, that's not it. It's bizarre. And... it's really worth a watch because whereas that could sound very unsatisfying because you're not really seeing anybody get any comeuppance or any acknowledgement of wrongdoing, but it is juxtaposed with these women blatantly calling bullshit and with receipts. They have proof. It's all on camera, right? So It's a fascinating watch. And then the other part of that that's really kind of worth watching is that it is a period piece of what we've forgotten reality TV was. Because now you watch reality TV, and regardless if people win or not, every person who is cast in reality TV has a career after that. They're become an influencer. They can use social media to leverage that experience, good, bad, or ugly, into some sort of an economic gain or a status gain, or right? Back then, 99.9% of everyone on that show, even the ones who won, never became models. I believe 1 or 2, and they did like 19 seasons. So you figure 19 seasons, at least 15 girls in each season. None of them became models because the industry was like, there was a stigma, or there was this or that. And then there's a few of them that say had opportunities, and Tyra shut them down. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, she shut it down.
So it's a time.
I never
How do
liked
we
her.
watch this again?
It's on Netflix. It's called
okay.
Inside. It's a quick watch. It's a fascinating watch. It's fairly well shot. It's not, it's not earth shattering, but anyway, it is like a high recommend, and this is one of the ones on Netflix where I think it's worth a watch, whether you were a top model person or not.
I think it just came out, Keith, like maybe Thursday
Last
or Friday.
week, yeah,
It
the
just came-
16th.
Oh, last,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go around one more time, and then we'll call it. And if anybody's got anything else I want to talk about,
I just get a rad.
We all got some.
Yeah, rad.
I thought of something for
we'll
rad.
get there. I got one more then. I just shut down my thing. But anyway, so a friend of ours, friend of the show, Carl, Nick would know, asked me to grab a show for him on our Plex server. And I put it up there, and I thought, well, heck, I've never watched this. Let me give it a go. 4 seasons. It's written by David E. Kelley, way back in the beginning. It's called Picket Fences.
Dun, bum, 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 bum,
I thought it looks so good that I thought it was for sure an HBO show. I could not remember, but no, it was a network. I believe it was NBC.
CBS?
CBS?
CBS.
Yeah.
CBS, yeah.
I remembered the theme song when it played. Never watched that show, but who doesn't love Tom Skerritt? Let me tell you, that was one of the most effective pilots from a 90s show that I've seen in a long time. Within the first 10 minutes, I thought I was not going to love it because I couldn't read its tone. I was like, is this funny? Is this comedy? But I know David E. Kelley from a long experience with The Practice, and he has a very bizarre way of blending tones. It's the show. For those of you who don't know, it's takes place in Rome, Wisconsin, and it's his wife is a doctor. He is the sheriff. His family is kids just kind of trying to play jazz and get along, and a little mystery pops up in the first episode, and ethics are questioned, and there's prostitution, and there's murder, and there's
In the 90s, prostitution?
and there's a production of the Wizard of Oz. It's all kinds of fun stuff happening.
It's all coming back to me. Yes.
Yeah, it was the pilot was riveting, and now I'm like, damn, am I gonna watch Picket Fences?
You might have
because
to.
I may.
It was only 4 seasons.
It was only 4 seasons, so that's
I
Picket
mean,
Fences.
it's network, so it's 300 episodes for those 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I was
but-
about to say that, Keith. Hey, sir.
Let's see, Ron. He's surfing, right? Am I right? You're surfing.
Yeah, I'm surfing, man.
Yeah, he's surfing.
Yeah, see?
Ron, let's go to you then. The surfer dude.
I have been waiting 2 weeks to talk about this. Okay. I can't believe you didn't know about this, Mike, because I was going to text you, but like, I'll wait till rad. 40 years ago, Transformers just devastated our childhood as they killed Optimus Prime.
Sure did. R.I.P.
So now, they are finally giving us an apology tour. Now, what's the apology tour, you may ask? New toys from the movie, and the one that I already pre-ordered comes out July 16th, The Matrix of Leadership. What? Yes.
The actual Matrix
And it opens up. Yes, it lights up. It plays, You Got the Touch. Dude. Like, look it up, dude. It's amazing. I can now be Rodimus Prime, the best Autobot leader. We'll debate about that later, Nick, because I know me and you like to go back and forth.
$131.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's worth it. That's a steal, bro. That's a steal. I can be Rodimus and I can say, light our darkest hour. Like, dude, I might even be like Galvatron, rock the chain, and walk around the mall with it. I'm so pumped. It's right there. It's on Amazon. Pre-order. Dude, I cannot wait. And just so you know,
Does
how
it
big
light
my
up?
Yeah, dude, it lights up,
Yeah.
dude. It lights up.
It does all the things.
Like, so, again, I'm a big Transformer fan. That is my prized possession right here. Unicron.
That's cool.
Wow.
Oh, that's more than cool, man. I'm gonna be like you, Keith. I'm actually gonna get a case and like open it up and put stuff in there. And
Yeah.
the Matrix of Leadership will be front and center in that case with Galvatron, Optimus, and
Oh,
all those
that's
people.
cool.
So
That
I'm
is
pumped,
cool.
dude.
That's a
I'm
good
pumped.
weekly rad, brother. For me, so I have this weekend. I have to go. I'm doing a favor for a friend. I got to fill in for a guy who can't make one of these performances, and it's a tribute to ABBA. And I just because of work and scheduling, and they're on tour, I can't meet them for a rehearsal. So it's one of those where I just kind of got to jump in and learn it off a tape and just show up and do it, which is a lot of stress. And this one's been very difficult for me because I have zero affinity for experience with ABBA music. I don't know it. And so it's been really hard to learn this music. And I know Mamma Mia was huge. I just was never for me. So I decided before I could even really get into this, because I was like hammering my head against the wall, what I needed to do was get stoned and sit in my basement and just listen to ABBA music and just like see if I could hook into like ABBA music in order to just kind of get in the vibes and then learn the music. Well, let me tell you something, friends. Dude, ABBA's insane. So, yes, you think it's 70s disco dance numbers, right? That's what I'm thinking. And a big chunk of it is that, but it's also like prog rock. Like batshit crazy synthesizer, disparate musical styles on top of each other, going interesting places, weird in the best way. On top of that, English isn't their primary language. What are they, Swedish and Greek? So they're like, the lyrics don't make any sense, really. I mean, it's just sort of insanity. But insanity mixed with like really great grooves and progress. Anyway, I fell in love with ABBA music. I'm just like, oh, I get it. And that has unlocked it for me. So now I'm just kind of like embracing the goof and going with it. And I'm looking forward to this. Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to it, but I will get through it.
Are you doing the Winner Takes It All?
The Winner Takes It All is not sung by me. No, I have to sing a couple of tunes, a lot of tunes. There's actually like 20.
Is it nearby here or is it close by? Or
It's not open to the public. It's like a private event. But
excuse me. Sorry.
Well,
that's all right.
yeah, whatever.
And Mr. Big Time over here.
No. Most likely, this will be the one and done for me with ABBA. But that's not the point. This show is not the point. The point is that like, oh hey, I get it. I get ABBA now, a little bit. Anyway, Keith.
I understand ABBA now. I was the same way. Like I went into the first time I saw Mamma Mia, I was like, oh,
Right.
I'm gonna hate this, and I'm like, no, you just gotta go on. You gotta go on the ride. It's worth it. It's
If you
fun.
want like a good example, it's like there's a song called SOS by ABBA. Go listen to that song. I think that's the one where you're like, oh, this is crazy, but also this hook cannot be denied.
No, it can't
Yeah.
be. That's just what it is. Yeah. So all right. So I'm gonna blow everybody's minds, right? So
Keith went to the movies.
I had no. So I have been here skrelting my like left wing liberal screeds every minute of every day that I have been on this show. And my weekly rad this week is, wait for it, the return of NASCAR.
Oh.
I, in the last couple of years, have become a big NASCAR fan. I watch every single race. I pay for the HBO in-car camera, and I have grown to love this bizarre, wasteful, right-wing, ridiculous sport. I got hooked into it. Actually, during Black Lives Matters, following Bubba Wallace, the only black driver, and I started watching it because I like watching car crashes, and it was good to sleep to. But once I had the tiniest hook of somebody to root for, started paying a little closer attention. I'm like, oh, how's he doing? What's going on? Hey, what is the strategy? on the pit stops and like what? How does this thing work? What is the strategy? And then my autism kicked in. And then I'm like, I need to know everything. I need to become the expert on how this all works. I want to know how the caller works and communicates with the driver and the pit crew, and like, because on the HBO thing, you get to watch his view in the car. But more than that, you listen to the radio calls. You listen to him talking with his spotter on the radio live.
So you're
real
live.
time.
You're on one driver, not the.
I'm on, well, so I have two TVs. A big TV is the regular broadcast, and the other TV, no commercials, is him in the camera, watching his point of view, just his car, hearing all of his radio calls, them strategizing. When do we
That's
come
cool.
in? When do
That's
we not?
cool.
Who should we work with?
That's
When do
really
we never? And the sort of like math of it all, the strategy of it all. I still like all the crashing and the flips and flops. But honestly, I got so hooked into the strategy of it all. Here I am, the one liberal guy, fired up for NASCAR every Sunday. So the Daytona 500 was last week, and so they did Atlanta this weekend. Bubba almost won both of them. He's on a team owned by Michael Jordan. I don't know what happened. I got sucked in. It touched me in the autism like Michael Jordan searching for ice, and I'm in. I'm watching. I've got an autographed like Bubba car right there on my thing. I'm in.
You know what?
Please don't go to a live event, because I worry for you if you went to a live
Oh,
event down
I
there.
would never.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
be. I would be. I would be
Which
murdered.
is exactly
faster.
why we're gonna do it.
I would be murdered the second fastest in the whole universe,
Yes,
unless
you would.
because the only thing would be faster is if you came with me.
Yeah. Well, Keith, you're running
No,
out
I
there
can
going,
shut
go,
my mouth.
Bubba.
I'm good. Yeah, I'll be good. I shut my mouth.
Nick, I guess we close it out with you.
All right, got a couple quick hits for the Weekly Rad. The first is, we skipped Valentine's Day with the week off there. But, and this is more of a regional one, Mike and Ron, I'm sure you know Preston and Steve, correct? You do some
Oh, yeah, of course.
Philadelphia radio listening. And around this time of year, you hear a lot about the I Hate Steven Singer
Yes.
Rose, the 24-karat gold-dipped rose.
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll be showing that on the screen.
Yes, so I've been hearing about this since the 90s, probably, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to get one for Danielle and for Mom, because I really want to see one of these things, and ordered it, and it did not disappoint. It was, of course, an insanely ridiculous giant waste of money, but to say that I did it is something I will live forever with. And it actually is a very interestingly constructed item. I guess wherever they make them, they take tons of real roses, pick them all apart, take the best pieces, dip them in the 24-karat gold, connect them, and create the rose. So it's definitely funny. And Danielle knew that I was giving her kind of like a serious but funny at the same time joke. And as soon as she realized it was the Steven Singer Rose, because she is also from this area and watches Preston and Steve, she was totally into it too, just for the nostalgia and novelty of it, which was hilarious. So the I Hate Steven Singer Valentine's Rose, you can see it on the screen there. I would also like to quickly
Wait, Dick, sorry. Where do you put it in your house? Where's it at?
She actually currently has it displayed on the mantle by the kitchen. So that is a prime real estate for the rose right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Rose
well, next time you're over, you'll get to see it.
I was going to say, I will see it soon.
Which is fun. Two quick hits if you're looking for some murder TV. An episode of 2020 that was on last week. The Au Pair, The Affair, and The Murder. If you want to see a bunch of really stupid people doing something even stupider, that's an episode you don't want to miss. And my favorite of the past couple of weeks has been a Dateline Unforgettable called The Perfect Life. And if you don't know the story, when it starts, if you've seen the news clips, it won't be as good. But if you kind of go into it cold, it's a pretty wild ride for a Dateline episode there. Last thing I want to mention, Mike, we talked about a lot of the video games coming out, and you and I had talked about playing ReAnimal, but with some of Ron's information, not sure if that's still a thing. But quietly dropping without even knowing was a House of the Dead 2 remake for the modern day game systems, which you and I literally bought the Our
Dreamcast.
dad bought us
Yeah.
the Dreamcast just to play that one game. So we might have to kind of play through that one again.
Yeah, maybe. How do you do the light gun?
So that's a no.
Well, it's like
No
those
idea.
light gun games. They've sort of lost their luster. Although we did play. We went to an arcade not long ago and played. Was the Terminator 2 one?
Yes.
And we had unlimited. You pay for now. You go to arcades and you just pay for unlimited quarters. You just pay by time, and so you get
And
to kind of
there's
like
drinks.
spam those games, and you realize that like they're just. Well, you knew this, but they're just quarter suckers. So when you don't have quarters, it's just very repetitive. I'm curious as to how House of the Dead would play, but we'll see. Yeah, that's right. I think it's out right now. House of the Dead remake.
Yeah, came out last week, I think.
Oh.
Look at that. I have to check that.
They've
out.
added-
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, one last thing, Mike.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
dude.
one
Yeah,
last
sorry.
thing.
It's been 2 weeks.
No, sorry. No, guys, listen. ReAnimal is not a bad game. Play ReAnimal. It's just that
Yeah, $40 though.
it can be very frustrating. That's all I'm saying. It's a good game. Please try it. Play it. It's very frustrating if you can't see anything unless you up the brightness.
Man, that goes for everything. Nick, I'll throw it your way real quick. HBO, there's another show called Glitter Ball. It's the documentary based on the novel of this crazy murder thing. It's pretty good. Glitter Ball something. HBO.
HBO?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that brings us the close of this. Man, the NASCAR thing has still got me. It's got me crazy.
Right? I blew all. I said I was going to blow your mind, and then I did.
So go, Bubba. Until then, don't let anybody yuck your yum. Keep on doing the things you find fun and keep on geeking on.